Welcome back everyone to History of Star Wars. Today we're going to have a look at the history of the character Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano is a character who has come back to the forefront of people's thoughts since the final season of The Clone Wars and Season 2 of The Mandalorian. This has led to Disney announcing that she will be receiving her own standalone show. But there will be many people out there who have not actually watched any of the cartoon shows, so they may be questioning, who is Ahsoka Tano? What has she done? Why is she in none of the films? What is her story? So I thought it'd be a nice idea to go over the general story of this once Jedi Padawan. I won't go into extreme details in every little event that she goes through, as this is more to help everyone get up to speed on her of when we're going to meet her in her show. But if you would like a more in-depth history of Ahsoka, or possibly a history of any other characters at all, then please let us know that in the comments below. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Ahsoka Tano was born in the year 36 BBY on the planet of Shili, which is located in the Shili system. When she was 3 years old, she was discovered by the Jedi Master Plo Koon, who took her to join the Jedi Order. She was then raised at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, finding her Kyber crystal on the ice planet of Ilum and building her first lightsaber. Ahsoka would then continue to learn in the temple for the next 10 years or so, until she was 14 years old, and that is in the year 22 BBY, and this is when she would be assigned to a Jedi Knight, and that would be none other than Anakin Skywalker. She had been pushed through her training faster than what was previously normal due to the beginning of the Clone Wars in that same year. There was actually a method to her being assigned to Anakin as well, with Yoda hoping that Anakin and Ahsoka could build a bond that would actually help Anakin get past his fear of losing those who are close to him. Ahsoka's first mission would be into the Outer Rim territories. She was considered reckless initially by Anakin, but he took her under the wing nonetheless. Their bond grew stronger with the more time and missions they completed together. She gained the nickname of Snips from Anakin, with her calling him Sky Guy in response. Ahsoka would gain experience fast going on several missions and gain the respect of not just Anakin but also Rex the clone captain as well. She was not immune to making mistakes due to her rashness either. The first time she was given the responsibility of being commander, she ignored a direct order, and that resulted in the majority of her squadron being killed. She took all these experiences on board and grew up quickly as an ever more powerful Jedi, and evolved into a mighty leader as well, and a lot came from the influence and bond that she had with Anakin. Throughout her times fighting with the Republic though, she did not just follow blindly. She understood how complicated it really was being a Jedi, whether that was meeting separatists that had valid reasons for not wanting to be part of the Republic, or growing feelings for a young senator named Lux Bonteri, despite Jedi's not allowing relationships. Then one day a big event in her life would happen that there would be no turning back from. She was 16 years old by this point, and it was one of her friends that betrayed her. Another Jedi by the name of Barriss Offee bombed the Jedi Temple, killing 6 Jedi as well as many Temple workers and clones. Barriss Offee would be captured and frame Ahsoka for the whole event as well as additional murders on top. Ahsoka thought that she had no choice but to flee so that she could find the evidence to clear her name. She was now on the run from the Jedi, having also been stripped of her place in the Jedi Order. However, Anakin could not believe it was Ahsoka, and he managed to capture Offee himself and get Ahsoka acquitted of all of these crimes. Here she would be pardoned by the Jedi Order, where they did admit their fault, but they did take the whole ordeal as though it was a potential trial that proved her greatness to them. However, this was too much for Ahsoka. Her faith in the Jedi had been damaged beyond repair. She could no longer return to their order. So she left that life behind her and decided she needed to now make her own path. Ahsoka's first move after this event was down in the Coruscant underworld, where she befriended a mechanic named Trace Martez. She began to learn a lot of what the other people truly thought of the Jedi Order, and it was not all good, so she decided the best thing to do was to hide her past from everyone. However, there did come a point where she had to reveal her powers so that she could save her new friends, and when she did this, the Mandalorian Bo-Katan witnessed her powers and asked her for her help against none other than Darth Maul. So came the Siege of Mandalore, and with the help now of Rex, many of the 501st, and her returned lightsabers, she hunted down Maul full of confidence. When they meet though, Maul was too much for her. But he did not kill her, and he actually tried to turn her to his side, to basically be a puppet of his. He wanted Anakin and Obi-Wan, not her. That's why he took over Mandalore in the first place. Maul was still angry with Darth Sidious for abandoning him in exchange for his attempts to sway Skywalker. Ahsoka could not side with this former Sith Lord though, and manages to overpower him and take him as a prisoner to hand over to the Jedi Order. This is where the next traumatic event would happen. Order 66. Despite having left the Jedi Order, Ahsoka was still part of the targeted group, but she was lucky, for Captain Rex managed to resist his inhibitor chip, so that she could escape with her life. But Ahsoka did not just run, she repaid the faith by helping remove the chip from Rex's head as well. Then together they had to fight their way to safety. But let's not forget, Maul was there too, and he ripped the hyperdrive from the ship, causing it to fall towards a large moon. With everything going on and Ahsoka and Rex really trying not to kill any of the clones, they fled in a Y-wing and watched the ship crash into the moon's surface. Here then the two buried the dead, but Ahsoka was so mentally wounded from what had just happened that she gave up her lightsabers here as well. She buried them amongst the dead clones. But this did not mean that she was no longer going to wield lightsabers though. She would construct new ones, but this time they would be white-bladed to signify her independence. She would hide away for a great time, unsure of what her purpose now was. That is, until the rebellion started to make headway in their fight against the Empire, and she realised that she could help. She took on her alias of Fulcrum, and would only reveal her true identity to those most trustworthy. In her time as Fulcrum, she would find two more Jedi, Kanan Jarrus, the previous Padawan of Depa Billaba, and Ezra Bridger, Kanan's now Padawan, and she became very friendly with their crew, which was known as the Ghost Crew. She would help them several times, but one day she would reach the moment that it could be said her life was building up to since leaving the Jedi Order, a confrontation with her old master turned Sith Lord, Darth Vader. The duel took place on the dark planet of Malachor on top of a Sith temple. At one point, Ahsoka even breaks Vader's mask, leading her to look into the eyes of the once Anakin Skywalker. But Sky Guy was there no more. The man she had once admired so greatly was gone. The temple then begins to collapse all around them. Ahsoka would not meet her end here though, for just as Darth Vader was about to deal a killing blow, she was pulled into another dimension by Ezra Bridger. This realm is known as the World Between Worlds, and this is a world that Darth Sidious was trying his best to get into, and was attempting to trick Ezra into letting him into it, but thanks to the guidance of Ahsoka, he resisted. Here the Emperor attacks them both and the two get separated, but they do promise to meet each other once again, with Ahsoka now using another portal that took her back to Malachor and the ruins of the Sith Temple, and here she is accompanied by Morai, who is a convo that the daughter transferred her life essence into. Morai led Ahsoka back to another portal and back into the World Between Worlds, where Ahsoka's spiritual journey truly began. During her time in this realm, the Galactic Civil War came to an end, and by the time she returned, she met back up with another member of the Ghost Crew, Sabine Wren, and they decided that they would go and hunt the unknown regions for Ezra, as he had sacrificed himself to take Grand Admiral Thrawn and his ship the Chimera away into hyperspace by the means of a pod of Purgil, which are a semi-sentient whale-like creature that could fly through hyperspace. At some point in the near future, Ahsoka and Sabine split up, and Ahsoka ends up on the forest planet of Corvus, where she is looking for information of Thrawn and his former apprentice, Magistrate Morgan Elsbeth. Here Ahsoka meets Din Djarin, who has been sent there by Bo-Katan, as he has a Force-sensitive child with him, who turns out to be called Grogu. Ahsoka says she cannot train the child though, and sends them on their way to a planet called Tython, and the ruins of an ancient temple to try and call out for another Jedi. And we all know what happens to them next, and what Jedi finds them. But this is where we know no more of what happens to Ahsoka. Yet, anyway, as this is when the Ahsoka spin-off show is surely going to carry on from, with a hunt for Thrawn and Ezra. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video today. Like I said at the beginning, this video was meant more as a quicker run through of the life of Ahsoka Tano, as opposed to going into great detail of all of her events, as there'll be several people out there who want to get up to speed with the character before watching the Ahsoka show, or just need a refresher of just everything she has gone through. She is an incredibly interesting and powerful character, and I for one cannot wait for her standalone show to come out, especially if that means we get live action versions of Thrawn and Ezra, along with the remaining Ghost crew as well. So thank you if you have managed to stick with me until the very end of this video. Please remember to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, leave me a comment down below on any other suggestions for future videos, and hit that subscribe button too, as all of these things massively help us out with that YouTube algorithm, and we really appreciate it. So thank you once more, and I will see you next time on History of Star Wars.